Welcome to the Non-Negotiable Living podcast, where we're building lives by design by creating non-negotiable habits around fitness, family, faith, and financial freedom.
Hey everybody, welcome back to Non-Negotiable Living. Today I want to shake things up a bit. I'm going to say something that might sting a little, but the truth is most people don't even know how good their body is designed to feel. We normalize feeling exhausted. We normalize brain fog. We normalize bloating, skipping meals, mid-afternoon crashes, middle of the night wake-ups, and just call it part of becoming an older woman. And it's not. It's common, but it's not normal. It's not supposed to happen. So if you're in your 30s and 40s, listen up. You still have so much power in your habits to turn the ship around. Your body wants to feel better. Your habits are likely what are holding you back. So let's talk about the difference between common and normal. I'm going to break it down for you so you can see how you might be living right now. So if you wake up every day feeling groggy and tired after getting 8 hours of sleep, then that's not normal. If you are bloated every afternoon or after every meal, that's not normal. If you have those mid-afternoon crashes that require caffeine or sugar to push through between 1 and 4 p.m., that's not normal. If your brain fog is so heavy that you forget why you walked into a room often, that's not normal. If you're struggling to fall asleep every night and then waking up between 1 and 3 a.m., that's not normal. And if you feel like your body just holds on to weight no matter what you do, that's not normal. So these symptoms are your body waving a red flag. But we're so used to it that we brush it off and we slap a Band-Aid on it and call it symptoms of perimenopause, menopause, whatever it may be, just motherhood, being a busy woman, being a working mom, whatever it is. But here's what's actually going on. For one, your cortisol is deregulated. Your blood sugar levels are unstable. Your protein and fiber intake are low. Your metabolism is sluggish and slow because you're losing muscle mass every year after the age of 30. And your nervous system is fried. And the kicker is you have control over each and every one of those things. So let's talk about the fact that the reason you feel like this is because your habits suck, and here's what you can do instead. So most of us are living in a cycle of reactive habits, not intentional ones. So let's talk about what needs to change. First off, we need to be fueling our bodies in the morning. Most women skip breakfast. People think intermittent fasting is the way to lose weight. Intermittent fasting, skipping breakfast, waiting until noon to eat, living off of iced coffee in the morning. That is a huge mistake. So stop skipping breakfast. Your cortisol, which are your stress hormones, spike in the morning. And if you don't bring it down with food, your body stays in a stress state, which leads to fat storage, poor energy, and muscle breakdown. So many women will say, but Ashley, I'm not hungry in the morning. Well, that's a stress response by your body because you've probably been skipping breakfast so long it's gotten used to it. We should be hungry within the first 30 minutes to an hour after we wake up. If we wake up at a normal time and we get a good night's sleep, because our body should be going into fat burning mode while we're sleeping, and then it should cue our hunger when we wake up. So how do we fix this? Within 60 minutes of waking up, we need to eat something with protein and carbs. A simple breakfast like eggs, a piece of toast, a smoothie with protein, collagen in your coffee, a piece of bread with peanut butter on it, some fruit. It can change your whole day. One of the biggest mistakes that I see with most women is they don't eat enough protein. So protein isn't just for muscle. It stabilizes our blood sugar, it helps our digestion, it improves our skin, it boosts our satiety. Women need at least 0.8 to 1 gram of protein per pound of ideal body weight. So if you weigh 160 pounds, you should be eating around 130 to 160 grams daily. How do we fix this? We need to spread our protein across a few meals in the day. Don't save it all for dinner. That's the biggest mistake I see is people will eat super low protein at breakfast and lunch and then try and make it up at the end of the day. It's not going to work that way. If you have a 150 gram a day goal, you should be splitting it up at 50 grams in the morning hours between the time you wake up and noon, 50 grams in the afternoon hours between noon and 4, and then 50 grams in the evening hours between 4 and 8 p.m. or whenever you eat dinner. So we have to spread it out, and it doesn't have to be 3 big meals. It could be a bunch of small meals. So just keep in mind, our body thrives off of having protein, especially if we're exercising and lifting weights. We need that protein to help us build muscle, which builds our metabolism. Now, the next part is fiber. Fiber isn't just about pooping, and yes, that matters too, but fiber balances our blood sugar levels. It helps support estrogen detox. It reduces bloating. It feeds our good gut bacteria. And most women get less than 15 grams a day. We should be closer to the 20 to 30 gram a day goal. So in order to fix that, we need to be adding fruits, vegetables, chia seeds, oats, beans, high fiber wraps to our day. And in all honesty, from my perspective, fiber is the fun thing to get in. Obviously, I eat a lot of vegetables. I try and eat vegetables at breakfast, lunch, and dinner, but the majority of my fiber comes from carbs. So high protein, high fiber tortillas, breads, bagels, English muffins, overnight oats. So a lot of my fiber comes from some of the carby foods that most people try to avoid. Those things are good for us. We have to have fiber in our diets, and a lot of them come from carb-like foods. Now, the next thing is most people are chronically dehydrated. We need to hydrate like it's our job. Dehydration leads to fatigue, cravings, headaches, poor digestion, and water impacts our energy levels more than caffeine. Also, if you're aiming to lose body fat, we need water in our system to encourage that process. So if you're not drinking enough water, you're going to be slowing down your fat loss progress, your muscle growth progress, your body's recovery progress. So in order to fix it, we need to aim for drinking at least half our body weight in ounces. So if you weigh 150 pounds, aim for 75 ounces at least a day. Also, add some electrolytes in, and it doesn't have to be anything fancy or expensive. You could literally just grind some table salt into your water to help replenish some electrolytes, especially if you live in a place that's hot where you sweat a lot. Now, the next thing is moving our body daily. So I'm not saying you have to hit the gym every day, but movement matters. Walking, lifting, stretching, it all helps regulate our blood sugar levels, supports our digestion, boosts our mood, and reduces cortisol. So I would aim for 7,000 to 10,000 steps a day. Park further away in the parking lot. Go on a quick walk with your family after dinner. Get up and do a couple bodyweight squats after you eat lunch. It doesn't have to be a lot. We just need to start moving more. We need to ditch the doom scrolling at night, you guys. Blue light, the drama content, the overstimulation jacks up our cortisol and delays our melatonin release. Melatonin helps regulate our sleep cycles, our circadian rhythm. So if you're staying up late on your phone, doom scrolling before bed, and then you're sleeping, waking up in the middle of the night, and then waking up exhausted when it's time to get up for the day, that's probably why. So we need to shut off our screens about an hour before bed. Read a book, stretch, journal, meditate. If you are going to have your phone out or watch TV, wear blue light blocking glasses, the bright orange kind that really block out light. They make a huge difference. Now, the next is we need to track what matters most. We need to stop obsessing over the scale and start paying attention to how we feel. Are you sleeping better? Do your clothes fit better? Are you getting stronger? Are you experiencing less bloating? Are you more energized? Is your libido back? Are you less snippy and moody? Those are real wins that we need to recognize outside of just the scale. Now, here's the other part. We need to own it. We are so used to blaming everything else, our genetics, our age, our hormones, for the fact that we feel crappy. But the hard truth is most women are just surviving in their 30s and 40s, but they can be thriving if they stopped trying to follow all the trends, if they stopped trying to follow the crash diets, if they got rid of the I'll start again Monday thinking. You don't need a perfect plan, and you don't need to overhaul your life overnight, but you do need to stop acting like your health is optional. Because the alternative is years of fatigue, hormonal chaos, burnout, poor digestion, a body that doesn't feel like yours, lack of confidence. And then, after enough time being there, what's going to happen is you're going to develop chronic disease, cancer, high blood pressure, diabetes, high cortisol. Your health not being a priority eventually is going to take a toll to the point that it's going to start impacting you from a disease perspective. And unfortunately, so many people just wait until the heart attack, wait until the diagnosis, wait until they're on medications before they make a change. That makes the hole harder to dig out of. We can get to it sooner if we just start working towards it. That way you can start showing up as the best version of you. Not the burnt out mom, not the snippy partner, not the woman who hates being touched and looked at, not the woman who lacks all confidence, but truly the thriving version of yourself that feels good, feels confident, has energy to play with her kids, wakes up ready to roll, brings her best work to the office. You want to be that version of yourself, and you deserve to be. So let's keep in mind those quick, easy, actionable steps. We need to eat a balanced breakfast with protein and carbs within an hour of waking up. We need to hit our protein goal. We need to be aiming for 30 to 50 grams at each section of the day, so breakfast, lunch, and dinner. We need to be getting at least 20 plus grams of fiber in a day. We should be drinking at least half of our body weight in water in ounces each day, if not more. We need to be moving daily with walking and resistance training. We need to try and sleep. We need to ditch the screens, protect our wind down time, and try and get that solid 7 to 8 hours. And then we need to watch how we feel, not just the scale. You are not meant to feel like trash all the time. You are living in a body that's underfed, overstressed, and undercared for. And you can fix that. And when you do, you're going to realize that you didn't even know how good your body was designed to feel. So if this spoke to you, if you know that your habits are off track, if you're feeling all of these symptoms I talked about, there's a solution. And my program offers support with guaranteed results if you show up and do the work. We can get you to these goals. We can get you thriving, not just surviving, and feeling incredible. So reach out to me on Instagram. But until then, just keep working on your non-negotiable habits. You guys got this.